What is going on, everybody? This is your boy NGS back again for another video. Here with me I got, you know who he is, the day one homie, the OG, the stream moderator, Dunte86. What is going on, Jamal? How have you been, bro?
Well, we're not going to get into how I've been, but right now I'm good because we're recording a video, trying to get my channel going, streaming, reviewing, trying to get the channel back moving, man. But I'm doing good. Thanks for having me, bro.
No problem, man. No problem. Quick, something to start off the video before we get into the actual one. I want to say at this point, 2 years ago, I introduced my friend, Dunte86 over here, to a particular video game from a franchise that I hold very near dear to my heart, and that is Persona. More specifically, Persona 4 Golden on the Vita. Y'all already know I'm a huge Persona fanboy. I talk about it damn near every single video. So hyped for Persona 5. And being me, I want to spread the Church of Atlus to all the good people out there. And I introduced my friend Jamal to Persona 4. And real quick, before we get into this review, what did you just expect out of Persona 4, and what did you get out of it in the end?
Expect from Persona 4? I had no idea. I always heard people talking about Persona, and I was like, what is this? I don't care. It's not my Final Fantasy, so it must not be a good RPG. It's just going to be one of these things that I don't really care about. Although I always wanted to play Digital Devil Saga, but we're not going to get into that. I didn't realize it was the same thing, but yeah, I didn't really have an expectation going in, but it was a recommendation from a friend, Chris. It was like, you know what? I trust his judgment because I bugged him about Kingdom Hearts enough, and we both like that. So if he likes that game, let me check it out. And then when I played it, man, you know how engrossed I was in that game, man. I wouldn't let it go. I kept playing it and played through. I beat it before you did.
Yeah, like Jamal said, first and foremost, I bugged this dude to know tomorrow to play Persona 4. I'm like, listen, man, you got to get it. And he finally bought it, and this dude sat on it. He was like, maybe I'll get into this. And then he relegated it to 1 day a week. And I'm like, all right, I'll take that. But this dude just marathon through it. He beat it around a year and a half ago, which is before I beat Persona 4 Golden, which is crazy. And I'm just sitting here like, I've done a good thing, but I haven't finished the game yet.
Yeah.
So it was crazy. But basically, so our friendship was formed off of things like Kingdom Hearts, and Persona now plays a big part of that. Since we love Persona 4, obviously, it's what better time now than any to get into the series. We got so many other spin-offs and side games. Persona Q, Mystery of the Labyrinth, or whatever on the 3DS. Like right there, Jamal got the visual aid for us. I got the special edition right over here on the shelf. But more specifically, there was a game on the PS Vita. Now, Jamal and I are big PS Vita fans, so if we hear something Persona is coming out on there, like, whoa, another Persona game. And the game we're talking about, if you couldn't tell already, is Persona 4 Dancing All Night.
Yes, Dancing All Night.
Now, there's a lot to say about this game.
Oh, yeah.
A whole lot.
Try to keep it short. But
so sweet and to the point. For those of you guys who are unaware of what this is a spin-off of Persona 4, like many other games in the series. But this is a music rhythm title.
So, of course, me being a music teacher, I had to get it because I love
man.
rhythm games, music, Persona. Why not?
Yeah, like it's an amazing combination. And originally I had pretty lukewarm expectations for this since I wasn't really liking what I was seeing. I just felt that we went from Persona 4 Golden, which was an incredible game, my favorite game of all time, and then we went to a dancing spinoff, and I'm just sitting here like, these are my friends. I grew up with these characters, and they're over here dancing.
Yeah, it's very weird. But with the whole Persona 4 thing, I would say it is the most hoard out freaking franchise I've ever seen. It's it has so many spin-offs. All
right, if you're counting games, you have Persona 4 PS2, the remake on the Vita, Persona Q 3DS, Persona 4 Dancing All Night on the Vita, and then you have the 2 anime adaptations.
And the fighting games.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got Ultimax and you have Arena on the consoles. So I mean, it's got a lot of stuff. Persona 4 is definitely Atlus's moneymaker. But yes. What is it about Persona 4 Dancing All Night that made us get it? Because if it was just a rhythm game, I wouldn't buy the game. Obviously, I mean, I love Persona 4, but would that prompt me to get a rhythm game based on it? What prompted me to pick this up was the music. Persona 4,
Yes.
one thing that I notice a lot of people talk about, if they're talking about the story or the gameplay or the characters, they always bring up the music. Persona 4's got some really badass music in the game.
Awesome music, man. Awesome music.
Like, incredible, just variation of things, different genres melding together. It's got a lot of, like, hip-hop beats going on. It's got rap in there. It's just really cool. So that is what kind of prompted me to pick up the title. And to be honest, I was actually kind of surprised with what I got in Dancing All Night.
Yeah, I mean, the music is a very, like you said before, it has a lot of stuff. It's a very eclectic selection of things. And I mean, you think in a dancing game, you're just going to get all techno, which a lot of it is more of a dancing kind of feel to it. But at the same time, it has something for everybody. And Dancing All Night does a good job of remixing these songs and, giving you those same feel of the song, but making it even better
Yeah.
in a lot of senses. And the music, like you said, that right there, that part of the game is just spot on, spot on. And both of us got the Disco Fever edition
right up there on the shelf.
We have, mine is, you can't see it, it's over somewhere else. But anyway,
it's imaginary. It's still existing,
yes,
though.
it came with the freaking CD, and I know both of us have been bumping that in our cars.
Oh, like, no joke. This man, Jamal, he was bumping that soundtrack, and every time he would send me a WhatsApp message, I would hear that playing in the background, whether it was in the morning, noon, evening, that thing was playing, and I'm just like, I love the music in this game, but is it really car ride material? Man, I took that thing out of the Disco Fever edition. That's been in my car for an entire week nonstop. Like, I don't even listen to the music on my phone when I'm in the car. I'm just listening to that Persona 4 greatness. And the music in the game.
Who got the knocks? Persona 4 got the knocks.
Persona 4 Dancing All Night got the knocks. Now, let's talk about some of the music in the game. If you played Persona 4, you're going to recognize a lot of these tracks. Like, they got the main battle themes. They have, of course, the intros. Dancing All Night has its own new song based off of the original Persona 4 song. So for those of you guys who never played Persona 4, the main song Dancing All Night is like an expanded version of that, which is really cool. So you have that song, and they bring over and they actually do vocal versions of some of the just instrumental tracks in Persona 4, which was really cool. Now, there's a lot of great remixes in the game, but one of the things that I kind of think it detracts from it is I don't think there are enough songs per se. There's a lot of remixes, but not enough songs.
Yeah, the one thing that you do notice throughout the entire game, like Chris just said, that it's not enough songs. I think it's I don't know how many exactly there are, but with the songs that they're in there, you do each song twice. There's two versions of it. One of them is kind of the original mix, and then they have a remix of each one, and that's how they do it in the game. So, I mean, while that does give variety of the same songs, I agree with you, and I wish that there was more to it.
Right. Now, for the remixes in the game, it's not just some cheap stuff that Atlus put together. They actually brought in a lot of famous Japanese DJs and composers to come and remix it, and a lot of the remixes are good.
Except for that one.
Oh, yeah. There's one track we ain't going to really talk about it. We ain't going to talk about it, but y'all already know what it is if you've played the game. But yeah, there's a lot of great tracks in here, and you have all the, like I said, the staples from Persona 4. My main issue is that there's just too many remixes of the same song, like Shadow World. Like, how many remixes are there? Like 2, 3 of them. And one of the things that kind of did get on my nerves is that as I was playing through Persona 4 and Persona 4 Dance All Night at the same time, there were songs in there that I'm just like, why is this not in Dancing All Night? It's like a perfect fit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. See, I hadn't played it in like a year, so
yeah. So like, for me, it's a bit more fresh. But the remixes that are in are very good. And talking about the gameplay for a little bit, it's set up like a standard music rhythm game. You have 6 face buttons on the PlayStation Vita and PlayStation 3 controller. It's basically the directional buttons and the triangle, square,
the face buttons and the
cross
buttons
on the other side. So you just hit those and you do combinations. Like, it's kind of hard to explain rhythm games because they're so easy. Like, I don't
really.
I
got you, bro. I got this.
Yeah, you got this. You got this, bro. All right, you got this. All right.
So how it's set up, it has a circle in the center of the screen, and on the right side it has triangle, circle, X. On the left side it has up, left, and down. And the buttons that you have to press, they come from the center and they go out to the ends, to the each edge of the screen, and you have to push whatever button as it lines up. And also it has little things where it's kind of trying to make it seem as if you're scratching
like a DJ. Yeah,
scratching like a DJ. You can either, it has a little ring that'll pop out, and you just have to do it when it meets the ring that's on the outside of the screen.
Thank you, Bass Jamal, for explaining this to the folks at home.
And you have to either use I have a PlayStation controller. You have to hit the stick or hit the screen. I always use the stick instead because hitting the screen was weird. But that's how it plays out. And sometimes you have to, the typical stuff like Guitar Hero and stuff. Sometimes you have to hold down. Sometimes you have to tap. Sometimes you have to do two things at one time. And that's just how it all plays out.
Thank you again for that, my friend. So it's not really too complex when it comes to things. There's not any crazy things you have to do. There's no insane power-ups that happens. There is one thing where you enter the fever mode, which is essentially if you hit enough perfect notes, you get your dancing partner to come in and boost your score. But other than that, there's really not a lot of real depth that goes into that. It's basically you play one song, you know exactly how they're going to play. However, just because there's really no crazy depth, that doesn't mean the songs are easy.
Oh no.
Like, even on easy mode, that can be challenging for a lot of songs in the game. And if you think that you can just bump it up to like the hardest difficulty, bro,
you're gonna fail out real quick.
And it's just, I don't know what it is, but they adjust it at certain speeds. Like, some notes go faster than others, and you have to hit one. They may look like they're going the same speed, but you got to hit one before the other. And it's just, it takes a lot of practice. So if you love the music in the games, you're going to love playing this because you feel like you're a part of the experience. Now let's talk about the last portion of the game. That's arguably the worst part about it.
We have to.
We have to. We gotta let the people know, bro. We gotta cover it, the good and the bad.
But see, honestly, people, this is gonna be about the story. And see, I got this game. Chris, you got this launch, right?
I got this on launch. Yep.
Okay. I got this, it was a little bit after Black Friday. It was around that time.
Right.
And it was on sale. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and get it. And I beat it the weekend of Thanksgiving. I got it that weekend, and I beat it. And I was talking to Chris and was like, oh, hey, man, I played this story. It's cool. And then it kept going. And the story kept on doing the same thing over and over again. Do you care about being spoiler? Do you?
To be honest, most people here who have played the same have already played it. But the story, before we get into the spoiler territory, I think we should talk about some of the positive things. Because there really aren't too many. First and foremost.
Okay, you go for the positive and I'll do the negative because I'm the little mean guy.
Yeah, the little elves are always evil, I guess.
Yeah.
But the positive things about the story, first and foremost, it's amazing being able to see your friends again. Because after playing Persona 4 and being with these characters, in my case, 120 hours, these characters seriously grow on you. So seeing them again is awesome. It's voice acted. The entire game is voice acted. So playing through these characters and hearing their voices, it's great. And your protagonist actually speaks this time around. So that's pretty cool too. Other than that.
Yeah. So, great voice acting, great production value.
Yes, the production value is fantastic. If we're talking like, yo, dude, I've never seen such awesome character bubbles pop up and everything. Like the cutouts that they use for the characters, that stuff is great.
It's really nice. That and, the voice acting is great. The illustrations are great. It's really nice stuff that's happening there. However, now let's just get into the story. Okay, Persona is all about finding your inner self and facing your true self and everything. And once you do that, you get the power of Persona, blah, 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 blah. Awesome, great. So you go, and Rise is trying to revive herself as an idol, and she has her friends who are going to back her up at this little festival that's going to be
the
put
Love
on by
Meets
her.
Bonds Festival.
Yeah, Love Meets Bond Festival, and it's put on by her production company.
Yeah.
So that's all good, and it is canon. Chris said it wasn't because their hair and stuff was black, but they had their costumes for school. They wanted to be like fresh school kids and everything. So that's all fine and good. But of course, in typical fashion, of course, there's something going on. There's weirdness going on the website to where if you watch this video, you see a dead idol dancing and then you get pulled away.
Mm.
So, of course, something like that happens again, blah, blah, blah. New idols are there. We're not going to get into all that stuff, but it's four of them, of the new idols. They watch something happens, they get pulled into the world, and then you go in and try to find them. And you go through to find the people. You try to summon a persona to help you to fight it. But in this world, you cannot hurt anyone. No harm can come to anyone. So you know what they do to fix this? You know what they do to fight against the evil that's happening in this the midnight stage? They dance, and they dance to show their true feelings. They want to show their true feelings. If you caught that, that's good. To show their true feelings. That's what it is. So, and what they do is, this is the first time it's happened, I was okay with it. You find one of the idols who's in there all scared, whatever. You see them like, hey, come with us. Okay, save me, blah, blah, blah. And then they get pulled deeper in. The person talks to you. Oh, no, no, no. You're here. You're going to join with us and be part of us. And we'll accept you. So, okay, that happens. You dance. There's a flashing, shining light. The shadows go away. Huh. What's going on? Okay.
Flashbacks.
I know, right? So then you go a little bit deeper, and then you talk to the person again, and then the bad voice who's there, the big antagonist is sitting there like, hey, you don't want to go with them because you want to become the person that your fans want you to be and not the true you. And they play stuff from the fans and say like, hey, you're just a second fiddle to the other person, and you're never going to be anything. You're only here because you're sexy and blah, blah, blah. And that's what the fans say. And then the person is like, okay, I'm just going to accept what they want me to be. They're turned to a monster. And sus warning. Okay. So in order to save the people from that, you dance and show the true feelings, what they really are feeling on the inside, basically. And then flashing lights, they're saved. Yay! You danced and you showed me how I really feel, and now I want to do what's right. Repeat that like 5 more times, and you've got the game.
He's not even joking. He seriously isn't.
Keep talking. My camera's dying. I need to go and get my charger, but you keep going, and I can still hear and talk.
Technical difficulties, people. This is a raw recording. But yeah, the story in this game is just... Alright, I'll say this. Going back to the production values level, like, that is really good. It's top notch. Like, the voice acting, the story itself is great. Like, there's good character development for people like Rise, and for the new character they introduced in the game. It's awesome. But that's coupled with so much repetition and regurgitation of the same thing, except a different idol. Like, this person's feeling this person's feeling that. And I mean, it's nice that you see these people who have these problems, but at the end of the day, you're doing the same thing. And I understand that, hey, listen, this is a spin-off game. This isn't something that you can really do too much with. I understand that, but to the same degree, I still feel like they could have done something better. Now, if someone who's playing this game from the outside looking in, I think they might find enjoyment in this story. Because it's not bad. It's not crappy. There's no crappy voice acting.
The story's
There's
not
nothing.
bad. The story itself is not bad, but the execution of the story is just like, guys, what are you doing?
It's just, it comes out of nowhere, and we're like, yo, what is, like, really? Like, to the point where literally you could skip the entirety of the freaking dialogue. And like, honestly, it got to a point where I didn't care about these characters anymore, because okay, they all have problems here, they're not relevant, whatever, let's skip it, go all the way to the end and play the dance. Like, you can beat this story mode in less than 8 hours, 6 hours.
It wouldn't take long if you skipped everything at all.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of dances in the game. So it's just, you're only playing this if you really want to see the characters once again, because there is some funny dialogue. It's got the persona humored in it, as you would say.
And another good thing from the story and everything that I found is, we always talk about best girl being technical difficulties to the extreme.
This is the best review ever. Smash that motherfucking like button.
Smash that like button. But you talk about the best girl being Yukiko because, of course, she is best girl.
Who says this?
Everyone.
No, Chie is best girl. You see, that Dunte derp is because you talking that bullshit. Even your camcorder knows it.
The camcorder is dead, and I'm done. I don't care. Moving on.
So yeah, Chie best girl. You were saying.
Chie is not the best girl. Yukiko is best girl.
We'll live stream this debate. Not here though. Not here.
Oh, we can. We can live stream this debate.
We can.
But yeah, Yukiko best girl and
debatable.
I forgot where I was going.
Yeah, seriously. You done screwed up. All right. So we're talking about the Persona 4 story. Persona 4 Dancing All Night story, and you're saying, no, it's not horrible, but I don't know. Anyway, just trying to get back on track here. Yeah, you're going to play this game if you want to see the characters again. But I don't think there really is much to be said on what's happening in the story. Maybe you have to do the story to get the true ending and get certain different scenes, sure. But I feel like you can just go straight into free mode, play all the songs, get the same level of enjoyment. Because I've been playing free mode more than the actual game. Like, I looked at the amount of time I spent in the story mode, and it was like under 10 hours.
Free mode is the best part of the game, actually. Yep. And I mean, free mode is where you get power-ups and everything, too, if you want to.
Mm-hmm. And that's how you unlock extra tracks. That's how you unlock characters for bonus tracks. That's how you do a lot of the stuff in the game. You earn the most money there. You can adjust the difficulty. And to be honest, that's really all there is to Dancing All Night. There isn't much. It's just story and free mode, as it is with a rhythm game. You really can't do too much. So I think there's not much else that I can say outside of the fact that if you are a Persona fan and you love the music, definitely pick this game up. You can get a lot of enjoyment out of it. And play free mode. You can just stay away from the story. Only play the story if you want to hear Risei's new voice. And hear all
that's
that
what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. I remember now. I remember.
Wow, I mentioned Risei. Huh.
You did. I know. That's what I was talking about best girl and everything.
Yeah.
Best girl being Yukiko, and some people say that the best girl is Risei, but we all say she's a thought. But we gonna piss some people off.
Hey, Risei,
a really good thing.
Best girl. What are you talking about?
A really good thing that I found from Dancing All Night is seeing the growth of Risei. Honestly, because at some point you do fork off, and you have the this is the first years and second year students, and they have those two together, and Risei steps up as a leader, and she really does step up and do quite a bit of good things. So yeah, there's a lot of good character development that does happen in this game. But just the story and the repetition of the same thing over and over and over again, it's just like, why do you do this?
Yeah, it's good for that. And one of the things I do like, and I didn't notice this until I finished the game and I was just looking up the character names. This is actually something that they mention if you played Persona 4 and you're doing Risei's Shoso Link. They mention Kanamine's kitchen in there. And I was just like, wait a minute, that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
And then you see it show up in the game, and you're like, oh, snap, it's canon! Or not really, who knows? I hope it's not. But in closing, Persona 4 Dancing All Night, if you're a Persona fan, I recommend playing it if you like rhythm games. If you're a person who's never dabbled into Persona, get it if you like awesome music. And there's so many easy trophies. Like, this is definitely an easy platinum. So for all y'all who going for platinum trophies, this is very doable, with the exception of one or two. Would you buy this game full price? Like, let's say you're in the store, you see this because this is not a normal price Vita game. This goes for $50. So would you buy this for $50?
No, I wouldn't say it's worth $50.
Okay. I'd feel the same way. I mean, I'm getting enjoyment out of it because I got the Disco Fever edition for 67 and all that bonus content. Like the soundtrack alone for Persona, I wouldn't even think they release it here. So importing that alone would be like money. But yeah, that's Persona 4 Dancing All Night for the Vita, ladies and gentlemen. It's a good game. It's got good qualities about it. But really, the only people I'd recommend this to are Persona fans because that's where you're going to get the most enjoyment out of it.
That's it. Revisiting those characters and everything.
Right. All right, so I'm going to thank my friend Dunte86 for joining me on this very, very, very lulzy review.
Yeah,
very much so. Dropping cameras, saying that Yukiko's bae, leaving the screen. Yo, it's all kinds of greatness. That's what happens when we try to do things through OBS. You know, I'm just keeping this 100% transparent with y'all. But yeah, thank you for joining me on this stream. If you guys want to check out his channel, it's going to be linked down below, also on screen. If you're watching on the YouTube app or on the desktop, you'll have the card pop up and you'll subscribe to my boy Dunte86. He's doing a lot of streams nowadays. If you're interested in Final Fantasy 14, he does a lot of that. He's doing Dark Cloud 2, Wii U stuff with Splatoon. He's got all around good content. So give my boy a look out. I'm a GS signing out, and like always, I will catch you guys later. Peace.